All right, we got a new report that J. Michael Straczynski is back at Marvel Comics. This is pretty shocking, as his exit was pretty headbutting, to say the least, back in the day. We'll get into all that history and what's going on in just a moment. My name is John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator. This is my Flying Sparks. And we've had 5 volumes, 15 full issues of just a beautiful, sweeping superhero story. If you love the way Marvel Comics used to be when they actually built characters and they actually did something fun with the storytelling, you're absolutely going to love this. So please go to my backer kit, check this out. Links in the description below. Wonderful art and a great storyline that will leave you dazzled, my friends. So please support the channel and support our comic books. I really appreciate you guys for being there. All right, the news of the day is that J. Michael Straczynski has been tapped to write for Marvel to return for a new Captain America run. Now, like I said, this is pretty interesting because Straczynski's exit from Marvel came in 2 waves, really. First was with Spider-Man. He did a long, amazing Spider-Man run, and most of it was really good, actually. I know there's 2 storylines in particular in there that were really upsetting to people. One was Sins Past, where they actually made it so Gwen Stacy had been pregnant with Norman Osborn's children, which was very disturbing to fans to do that to Gwen Stacy's legacy. And again, Straczynski explained it as something that was like dictated by editorial going that way. I don't know how much of that was or wasn't, but he said the storyline really didn't turn out how he wanted to because the editorial tweaked that original premise. Now, I heard his original premise. I don't think it was much better, but at the same time, that is the explanation for that story there. Same with One More Day. One More Day is the storyline where they broke up Spider-Man's marriage, and Peter Parker made a deal with the devil to get rid of Mary Jane. It was the most ridiculous and nonsensical Spider-Man story ever created, and it was awful. It was so bad that I quit reading comics for years because I was like, these people don't even respect me at all as a reader, obviously. And Straczynski said, again, that editorial mandated that. He had no choice in the matter, and that he was actually so mad about it, he wanted to take his name off the script because it was tweaked so much and forced so much by Joe Quesada at the time, who then got a co-writing credit at the end of the day on that. It really ruined Spider-Man forever. I mean, nothing could come back after that. It really was the most atrocious thing I've ever seen done in comics, to be honest. And so he's had a bad legacy on that because of that, but which is odd because Straczynski had years and years of writing. There were a lot of cool points to his run other than those 2 things. And again, those were messed with by Spider-Man art editorial. He moved over to Fantastic Four and to Thor, getting off the Spider books at those times. And he had some beautiful ideas in both those books. And he actually got mad at editorial again, quit both of them, because he kept getting mucked with events and all these, like, you know, Civil War or whatever the next event was. I don't even remember after that. Just interrupted his storyline, and he had to like put in these crossovers and shoehorn them into the books in order to increase the event brand sales. And that happens a lot in Marvel Comics. It's a big problem. It makes it so it's very difficult to follow a run. I hate when they do that, and most readers do as well. It's got to be very frustrating as a writer. So they actually parted on pretty bad blood, Marvel and J. Michael Straczynski. And he had a very similar experience with DC, where he didn't want to get caught up in events and things like that, and it got out the door pretty quickly there too. It seemed to work a little better with Straczynski for independent comics. He had some great books like Rising Stars, Midnight Nation, just to name a couple. And he's had a few over the years that have been pretty fun also. But those superhero comics, like, they had great starts, and there were always some problems with it that like led to this. And it seemed to be just butting heads with editorial too much. He didn't seem to be the type of guy who would really do much other than something independent and on his own, which is great. I actually prefer people doing that. I wish they'd, put more talents on their own properties, like Ed Brubaker does his own these days. It's great, rather than just be on these corporate properties, but it is what it is. So here he is. He's now been tapped to write Captain America. I don't know if editorials just switched over to too many people at this point, but he's back. Now, he says he loves Captain America. He's interested in this. He put Captain America into a lot of his storylines. Actually, one of the Spider-Man issues had one of the best Captain America moments in it, period. Really good stuff. And this has been announced that he's going to be on this new run. Very interesting that he's coming back to Marvel at this point. I know Captain America has really suffered over the years because they've hired people over the last few iterations to really make like political statements out of the character. And it's been extreme left-wing stuff that just is like leaves a bad taste in the mouth. And it doesn't feel like the Captain America character. Captain America character is somebody out of the 1940s, so he definitely wouldn't fit in with modern 2023 woke politics. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. But that's what they've done. They've had like Ta-Nehisi Coates on it, who who like literally has a name for himself just for being political. And so it's a little frightening to like see any of this stuff. I know Straczynski's been very, very active and obnoxious politically on Twitter over the last few years. And of course, he's done and inserted a little bit into his works over the last few years, which he wasn't doing back in the day. He was very even keeled about his politics in the past. So makes me a little nervous on a character like Captain America. And he says it is going to be something where he's going to bring it back to the 40s and there's some like American Nazis roots coming up. You can kind of see how that's going to go. And you can see how that might be just something that just plays into 2023 politics. I hope it doesn't. I really hope he like restrains himself and gets off of that and actually makes sure that he like does honor to the character of Captain America and actually stays with the character rather than his own political preferences. We'll see how this goes. This is kind of the news of the day, and that's shocking news to me. What do you think about this? Are you excited for J. Michael Straczynski's run? Would you be interested in this? Leave a comment down below with what you think. Check out my Flying Sparks over on BackerKit. It's no politics at all, just a lot of fun. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.